Welcome back everybody to LBS Response to episode number 37. And yeah guys, different background for today's video. I'm currently actually building, or about to build the UCS Tantive, or I guess technically not UCS, but the 2019 Tantive. You guys should be able to see that. I got this table set up over here. Doing a lot of rearranging in the Lego room. Stay tuned for that. I got another episode of sorting 1 million Lego parts that are coming out on Monday, so what, 4 days from now. But so let's get into this Q&A, guys. Again, different background. Hopefully the camera angle is good, and hopefully the lighting's fine. I mean, there's a light literally right above me, like parallel to me and the camera, so hopefully that's good, guys. But let's get into it. Got a couple questions. Last week performed well again, so I can't thank you guys enough. I got a couple questions today, so let's get into it, guys. Starting off with Sir Bricks, he says, who is your favorite Jedi and Clone Trooper? If I have to do the pair, I would probably have to do Anakin and Captain Rex, but actually, technically, I guess that's actually it. I mean, individual, well, I mean, if I don't count them, I guess, definitely probably Plo Koon, and kind of like a one-off clone trooper that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. I mean, some people do. Either Captain Keeley or Commander Phil. I feel like those are definitely my top two kind of clone troopers that are named and not talked about that much. So there's that. What do you think is the most overpriced UCS set? And without doing too much thinking, I think my genuine overpriced UCS set would have to be the Imperial Star Destroyer, the new one. Just for the fact of, again, I mean, I'm not really a stickler for price per piece. I mean, if I like the set, I'm going to buy it either way, but just generally, I do kind of think about that when I am comparing what else is there to buy. If it's a, $100 set for, 800 pieces compared to a $100 set for 1,200 pieces, like in that median right there, of course, I'd rather jump on the 1,200 piece one first if I had to pay retail. But, of course, like if that $100 set went down to like $80 or even less, of course, then I'm perfectly fine with paying for that. It's just I kind of have priorities. Again, I'm not like a millionaire. I've got other stuff I need to be purchasing. I'm still pretty good with my money, these days. So, I'm not just buying every last thing, that I want. But, something like this, like I can justify paying, I paid $200 for this, a year ago. But I figured, now I kind of feel like building it. It's a cool set. I like how it looks, and I can justify it. But overpriced UCS set, probably the Imperial Star Destroyer, at least in my eyes. Again, like for what it's worth. I mean, if I ever get that, I'll have to pay over what I think it's worth. But that's just because those don't go on sale, of course. But like something like the UCS Falcon, I think that's a fine deal. But I think that's my answer to that. But again, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's all everyone's own opinion. So. Then we have Misproductions. He says he did mean UCS in the video, so you're good, man. Don't need to apologize for that. What is your favorite mock you built? That's a tough one. I think I kind of go back and forth on my favorite mock I've built, but I think, I genuinely have to probably say Naboo. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that really is like the kind of the mock that kickstarted everything that my channel's been since. It was massive. A lot of cool detail, so many little things. It took a long time to build, and genuinely even just like the build process. I mean, that was back in 2015. It was kind of before my life, got really good. 2015 was definitely kind of that summer when I built it. I mean, it was a summer to remember. I was friends with a whole bunch of people on YouTube and everything. The whole Chris Productions, all the AFALs. I was on actually quite a few of like the Saturday night streams back in the day. It was a cool summer. Same with kind of what I'm doing tonight. I used to build on the mock for hours every night and listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube videos, listen to music, and just really vibe out. It'd be in the summer. I'd have the windows open here in the basement, and I think honestly, just for experience and kind of where, how it brought me to like kind of where I am now, have to be, Naboo. I think that's easily, my favorite one. Favorite mock someone else is building that is in the works. I gotta say, I mean, I know he just finished it, but I think Forever Lego Studios, I mean, his Camino mock was definitely cool to see build from. A couple weeks ago or a couple months ago even, when he was just now starting out. I know he just finished it like 2 days before I filmed this video, but I think that's now. I don't really know who else is really building anything. I mean, Rich Boy J, I guess. I mean, David's building Mandalore. So I guess my answer to that is, I guess Mandalore for David. And what is your favorite mock someone else has built? That's tough. Again, I'm gonna probably take the easy way out here and say David's Kashyyyk mock. But I know if I were to look back at it, I mean, or actually, no, realistically, I think I got to give it to Chris's mocks. Really, Chris Productions, all of his mocks, like pretty much any of his mocks, but more importantly, his Felucia mock, I think, right, where it was the base with the green guys, the little bridge, the river. He had like his Captain Zed or whatever. That's a big nostalgic mock for me as well. So probably that one, honestly. Bluecraft Entertainment says a question: do you play any tabletop games? An example: D&D, Warhammer 40K, Star Wars Legions. If you mean, I guess tabletop means, or is that a board game? I don't know. Actually, let me look it up really quick, guys. I'll cut really quick, and I'll look it up on the laptop just so I make sure I'm not telling you guys the wrong answer. All right, guys, so it's what I thought. A tabletop game is normally played on a table or other flat surface, such as a board game, card game. So I don't play necessarily any of that stuff that much anymore. I mean, obviously, growing up, my dad and I used to play board games a lot. My dad and I actually collected a lot of the Monopoly games. We still have all of them, but I mean, we don't really keep up with it. A big game for us, though, used to be Parcheesi. I know that's not a game not too many people know about. Monopoly, more importantly, and Monopoly. And then the game of Sorry. I know those were like our 3 games that we played a lot of. So probably that, but currently not really. I mean, when I was dating my girlfriend, like just between like family and friends, I mean, we played Cards Against Humanity a lot, but I mean that's whatever. I mean, it was fun for what it was. Not really my cup of tea, but I mean, we played that. Kind of inappropriate. I mean, if you're under 18, I mean, I don't recommend it. But other than that, I mean, not really. I mean, my girlfriend and I never really played board games. My dad and I don't play board games that much anymore. I just don't really have like the patience for it. I mean, honestly, I don't. I mean, it's still fun though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, looking back at it, like it was really fun playing them. But nowadays I really don't. But all the ones you mentioned though, I've never played. Let's see. Brick Blast Production says, how much do you recommend I spend on my new mock series? And I've already dropped 100 on it in 1.5 weeks. I really just say as much as you're willing to spend. I mean, it's kind of tough. I mean, obviously, like last week, I think, there was someone else I think that asked, but obviously keep a budget in mind. I mean, if you don't have like all the money in the world and like you're living off like a budget and like, okay, $50 a week is what I can spend on this mock, then just do that. I mean, I would not go over and above, and kind of just know your boundaries as well. Like, I mean, if it's a mock you're super proud of, really, really loving where it's going and the direction you're heading, then you'll maybe attempt to make those extra couple bricklink orders or something like that to make it even better. But like, if it's kind of like just something you're kind of just making to make, I mean, I would definitely keep it on the lower end of like your budget. But I mean, $100 in 1.5 weeks, I mean, to an extent, I mean, I'd say that's about average. I mean, I know not for everybody. I mean, everyone's income's different, but I don't know. I guess if you want my opinion, I mean, maybe $500. I mean, maybe give yourself a $500 limit. I think that's probably my opinion on that. Deputy Chef Brick says, if LEGO stopped producing LEGO Star Wars sets, what LEGO theme would you start buying? I'd probably honestly go back and pick up the 2007 through 2009 LEGO Castle era. That'd be my top priority to go get and buy all those, which that's obviously going to be probably $2,500 worth of stuff. A lot of those sets did go up in value, but definitely the castle theme. And then cool Lego Pick says, would you consider doing a day in the life of LBS Studios? Definitely not anytime soon. I mean, with all this quarantine stuff, again, I mean, I'm pretty much just sitting at my house. I mean, there's not much I can really do in the day of a life, but if it was like 3 months ago, I mean, I always kind of consider that, like realistically, even in high school, a couple of my friends always kind of joked about it with me, and I mean, I was almost kind of serious about it, doing something like that. All my friends and teachers knew about my channel, of course, or most of them. And if it was something like 3-4 months ago, where I was doing other stuff, had a girlfriend, out doing a lot of stuff before quarantine, I considered it, but currently not in the works, but probably maybe by the end of 2020. James Omega says, what is the best Starfighter or Jedi Starfighter? Definitely probably the 2012 Green Anakin Jedi Interceptor. That's kind of my favorite all time right there. Then we have Adam Whittaker. What do you think of the LEGO Star Wars, the Spring Star Wars Wave and the May the 4th promo? I agree with you. I don't really like a lot of their decisions they're making. I'll probably pick up the Boba Fett helmet eventually, but that's about it. Other than that, everything else kind of not on the list. And the May the 4th promo, I don't like it, but I'm going to get it anyway. Hopefully the set I want goes on sale where I can pick it up and put the promo with the other two. But definitely not the biggest fan of it. Mac Your Hero says, would you rather have the UCS Falcon or Star Destroyer if you could have either for free but not both? As I kind of mentioned earlier, probably the Falcon. I think that's the better set. Nigersaurus 420 says, worst Star Wars piece of media. Definitely the Resistance TV show or the Freemaker Adventure from Lego. Definitely those two. And then we have, the name is Austin, how much would I be able to sell a Chewbacca misprint for? DM me a picture, email me it, so I can tell you an exact figure. But anywhere from $25 to $1,200 or $1,300 or $1,364. I mean, I'll tell you that. Bricks in the Hall says, do you watch football or any types of sports? Currently not. It's weird. Growing up, I used to be a big baseball fan. I played Little League. I played high school baseball for 2 years. And I played other stuff. I played a lot of baseball. I mean, baseball is really the only sport I ever really played. I was halfway decent at like basketball growing up. I'd be able to shoot around, play with some friends. Other than that, though, I mean, I used to watch a lot of baseball. I used to be a big White Sox fan, Chicago White Sox fan, from when I was young all the way up until I was like 10 or 12. It was kind of just ran in the family, and I was a White Sox fan. But then I kind of got into kind of having my own opinion. Watching my own stuff, kind of understanding stuff like fully by my own. And I'm not going to hop in the bandwagon since I was a Chicago Cubs fan then, from when I was like 13 until now. And honestly, I mean, again, like the whole 2016 season, I mean, when the Cubs won the World Series, I mean, that was super, just memorable for me. I mean, it was a hell of a season. I remember, I would stay up every time, watching the World Series. But then 2017, I kept up with the Cubs a little bit more. 2018 as well, but honestly 2019 and I mean obviously not 2020. Honestly, it was weird. In 2019, I didn't watch baseball at all. I don't know. I kind of just fell off from that. It gets, I'm not gonna say a little boring, but just in general, I really don't feel like I have a lot of time. During baseball season in 2019, like I would work at Target and go to work 6 days a week. So I mean, I didn't really have time for it. And then that looks like it's pretty much all the questions for this week, guys. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your question down below for next week. This video is probably like 15 minutes long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, though. Hopefully all this background's good, and hopefully I didn't just talk for 15 minutes. And like, my head's up here, my head's down here. But yeah, again, stay safe, everyone. I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's video. I think it is a how to get Clone Army Customs for $5, right? I think that's the video coming out. It should be premiered and everything. So yeah, again, stay safe, guys. See you guys next week. Bye, guys. Say 5% off on your next LEGO purchase. Be sure to use code LIFEBRICK. That's capital LIFE BRICK at republicbricks.com for 5% off your next order. It'll pretty much pay for your shipping or get you a couple dollars off. They sell old LEGO minifigures, sets, mystery boxes, and more. I've got a couple of videos on my channel showing the products. So be sure to use code LIFEBRICK on your next order for 5%.